What's good, Canucks fans? I want to talk about these trade rumors. JT Miller, Elias Pettersson, Jaroslav Halak. In my opinion, there's no way you should even consider trading any of these three players, but I want to explore why people might even be suggesting it in the first place. I'm Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take on One Take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Thursday, January the 6th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. And as always, this vlog is brought to you by Perform and Transform, personal training and weight loss. Sign up now for a free 7-day trial using the link in my video descriptions. And by Van City Experts Real Estate Group. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Want to give a special birthday shout out. Happy birthday to Amber. Amber is the aunt of my good friend Janice, who I see all the time. And Amber, I know you bring Janice to a lot of games, so thank you for being such a good aunt to Janice. And if there's ever a game that she can't make, you know who to call. But regardless, happy birthday, Amber, and thank you for being such a great supporter of this channel. Okay, before I talk about the trade talk, I want to talk about the Canucks roster. Some changes, some stuff we got to address. They practiced today after having a day off yesterday. So let's get to it. First, COVID. I did a quick video last night. Elias Pettersson, the latest to enter COVID protocol. And despite his struggles, obviously there's a big loss. It creates a big hole in the team. However, hopefully the good news is guys like Besser and Dowling, Giuseppe, even though he hasn't played for the Vancouver Canucks yet, and maybe Jason Dickinson on their way back. Although none of those four guys were at practice today. But yes, Pettersson enters protocol. Alex Chiasson also enters COVID protocol today. So Pettersson was yesterday. Chiasson was today. So two guys in, but hopefully four guys coming out. And we'll see if Besser, Dowling, Dickinson, and Giuseppe all practice with the team tomorrow. Having said that, that only left them with 10 forwards today. 10 forwards, 7D, and 2 goalies. So obviously the goalies were Demko and Halak. The defensemen were the same 7. So you had OEL with Myers, Hughes with Shen, and then Pullman, Hunt, and Burrows as your bottom 3 rotating through the bottom pairing. And then the 10 guys up front, the only 10 healthy forwards the Canucks have right now, it was Horvat between Garland and Pearson. So Horvat and Pearson reunited because of Besser and Pettersson being out. So Horvat, Pearson, and Garland. Then you had Miller with the 2 young guys. Miller, babysit, and he's not babysitting them, but kind of like the elder statesman or almost the babysitter of these guys. So you had Miller with Podkolzin and Huglander. And then a third line of Lamico with Highmore and Mott, which is technically our fourth line, but they were our third line today. So Lamico, Highmore, and Mott, and then Sheldon Rempel recently called up from Abbotsford. He's rotating in for some spots as well. So again, only 10 forwards, 7D, and 2 goalies. We will see if the Canucks get Besser, Dowling, Dickinson, and Giuseppe all back at practice tomorrow, and at least give them some options for their game against the Ottawa Senators on Saturday night. Now, I want to talk about these trade rumors, and the JT Miller trade rumors have been happening for the past 4 to 6 weeks. The Pettersson trade rumors maybe the past 2 weeks, and then the Jaroslav Halak trade rumors the last couple of days. So I want to go through each player. I want to build the case of why I don't think we should trade them, and then, but to give a balanced viewpoint, maybe talk about some of the reasons why people are suggesting that we do trade them. Now, I want to say a couple of things right off the bat that stand for all three. No credible media outlets have reported on this yet from a standpoint of that they think it's going to happen or a trade is imminent. Very few of them are actually even speculating on it. What we're hearing is a lot of vloggers and content creators. So vloggers, writers, a few media members, actually, now that I think about it, and which is fine. And then people on Twitter, and everyone's allowed to talk about the team. It's interesting though. As soon as the team starts doing well, it becomes a trade talk about some of our best players. And I get that there's an overall excitement around the team. That's fine. I get that everyone's allowed to express an opinion. That's fine too. I don't like to do a lot of clickbait on this channel, as you guys know, and I'm not going to judge anyone else that is doing it, or they might not even be doing it intentionally. They might simply want to talk about it, and that's fine too. So this is no judgment on any other content creator out there, but I want to address them all in one video here. And I get that saying, I get the whole notion of selling high, and I get the whole notion of if you don't expect a certain player, i.e. JT Miller, to be at his prime when the Canucks are in their prime, now's the time to move him. So you could argue JT Miller is in his prime right now, but if the Canucks aren't in their prime till 2 or 3 years from now, JT Miller will not be in his prime. So that's why you move him for assets now. So I get that argument as well. But I'm going to try and talk about each of the three guys and explain my situation, not my situation, my opinion, and why I don't think trading any of the three of them is the right move. So let's start with JT Miller because I kind of started with him already. He is an attractive player for any team, especially a team with deep playoff hopes. Oh, I guess that's the other thing I should say. We don't know where the Canucks are going to be when it comes to trade deadline. There's still 2 more months to go. They could be in a playoff spot. They could be second or third in the Pacific. They could be fighting for a wild card spot, or they could go the other way, regress a bit, and then be completely out of it. So it's so hard to guess right now on January 6th where the Canucks are going to be at the end of February when it's time for it gets closer to the trade deadline and the playoff race is heating up. So I think we got to keep that big picture concept in mind as well. Okay, having said all that, JT Miller would be an attractive player for a playoff bound team, whether it's the Vancouver Canucks or not. He's got this year and next year on a cheap $5.25 million contract. And that's cheap considering his production. Leading scorer of the Canucks 2 years ago. Then he's leading scorer of the Canucks this season. Point per game player since he's been here. He's been everything we wanted him to be. He's a leader, plays all facets of the game, even strength, of course, power play, penalty kill, leader in the dressing room, leader on the ice, leader in F-bombs, good effort, a bad pass once in a while, but I will trade that in for his passion, for his emotion, and the way his competitive drive. So that's why he is such an attractive player for any team with the aspirations of a deep playoff run. At a wonderful contract, again, $5.25 million for the rest of this season and next season. If you're the Vancouver Canucks, though, you could argue, along with Demko and Hughes, he's your MVP of the season. He's your best forward. So why would you trade him when he's the one that's going to help you push for the playoffs? When he's the one that's providing all those attributes that I just said, all those compliments. That's why he's such a good and valuable player to the Canucks right now. And I guess that's what I was trying to talk about 2 minutes ago. Some would say, yeah, Clay, but he's in his prime right now. The Canucks aren't going to be in their prime for 2 or 3 years. Isn't now the time to move him and sell high? If you move JT Miller, guess what? You're looking for a top line player in return, and you're not going to get one in return. So then you're basically going to have a huge hole to fill. And I would argue there aren't guys, even in Abbotsford or any prospects, that I can see that could do what JT Miller does. So if you're going to sell him as a rental, or a team's going to trade for him either this season or next season, and what do you get back? A first round pick and other players? That's fine. But is that first round pick going to turn out to be as good as JT Miller? And is that first round pick we know that's going to be 3, 4, 5 years away. So I don't think you trade JT Miller because of everything he brings to this team. He basically has become one of the heart and soul players of this team, one of our MVPs. So those are the kind of guys that you want to get. Those are the kind of guys that you want to trade for, not trade away. So that's why I keep JT Miller, and I get that Brock Besser's contract comes up this season. I get that Miller and Horvat's contract comes up next season. That's 3 guys that are going to make between $7 and $8 million maybe, or 6.5 to 8, depending on who we're talking about. So there's going to be some cap issues for the Canucks right now, but I don't think you have to worry about it right now. So that's JT Miller. Keep him. Do not even think about trading him. Elias Pettersson. This one's interesting. This has nothing to do with this COVID prognosis, or it's because of his less than stellar play to start off the season. And maybe I'm being too patient. Maybe I'm being too idealistic, but I still think PD can return to how good he was in his rookie season, in even his sophomore season. Battled some injuries, battled a slow start this season. And I know we're already 35 games in now, and you're going to say, Clay, well, how long are you going to keep saying, give him a chance, he'll get around to it. But it's still too early in this 3-year contract. Yes, when the contract was signed, I thought it was a good one, 7.35 for 3 years. People are saying now that we're overpaying him, especially compared to JT Miller making $2 million less. I get all that, but I still think it's way too early to give up on this type of player who still can be a top line player. He just got to find his confidence, got to get some momentum going. But I think it's simply too early to give up on Petey. And that's what you're doing if you're trading him away, because you know that his stock isn't that high right now. So if you are going to trade someone, you at least trade them when their stock is high, and PD's stock is not high right now. People around the league would say exactly what we're saying here, is he's not worth the 7.35, at least right now. I still think he will make that contract. He'll make that contract look good, but he's got to get moving pretty darn quick. So I don't trade Pettersson either. I still think he can be a franchise player. You need a franchise player, or at least a really good player at each of the three positions. We have one in Demko and net. We have one in Hughes on the blue line, and I still think we have one in PD at center. So don't trade PD. Don't trade Miller. Jaroslav Halak. This one's interesting. He signed a 1-year contract for $1.5 million this season. Also, $1.5 million of bonuses can kick in if A, he plays in 10 games, so that's $1.25 million. And then B, if he keeps a save percentage of .905, that's another $250,000. Add those up, that's 1.5 that will be tacked on the cap next season. Remember, Luongo's cap recapture penalty comes out next season, so we have a bit of space. Of course, every dollar matters, but it is only $1.5 million. You don't trade Halak. I get why a team would want him, a proven goalie, especially gearing up for a deep playoff run, great insurance policy. But those are the same reasons why you keep them as the Vancouver Canucks, as the Canucks. You never know if Demko is going to get hurt. God forbid he does. But if he does, then you at least have a proven goaltender in Halak to step in. We know the Canucks are playing 10 games in the next 19 days, a lot of them on the road against some very tough teams. You're not going to run Demko that whole way. So we need Halak right now. Maybe talk to me in 4 or 6 weeks after we've gone through this tough month of January, after we know where we are in the playoff race. Then maybe you consider it then, but only then. You certainly don't consider it now on January 6th when we have this tough slog of games coming up on the road, back-to-backs, pure volume of games, and we just, in case we don't have a guy that could step into the NHL right now and you would be confident that he will win you games. He is that guy right now, and that's why you don't trade him. So there we go, Canucks fans. Those are my reasons why we don't trade Miller, or even entertain trading Miller, entertain trading Pettersson, entertain trading Halak. I get the reasons why other teams would like them, but those are the same reasons why I think we keep them. Canucks fans, let me know what you think. Leave a comment in the comments below, and I'll do my best to read, react, and reply. Shout out to my legends, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, legendary Andrew Chang, hero members Nucks fan number 29 and Carol Bovenlander, Hall of Fame members Jens 95, Sim Alexander, Chris Seifert, Adam Brewfield, Shannon Hollingworth, and Carol Bovenlander. Excuse me, I messed that up. I haven't done this in a while. Let's try that again. Hall of Fame members Jens 95, Sim Alexander, Chris Seifert, Adam Brewfield, Shannon Hollingworth, and HSM Fangirl Gaming. Thanks for your support as always, and thanks to the support of all members of all levels. You are listed in my video descriptions. If you want to become a member of the CCC Crew, press the join button underneath this or my videos on the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. Subscribe if you like to, like this video if you like to, become a member or upgrade if you like to, and leave a comment down below if you like to. What do you think of all these trade rumors? Do you put any stock into them? And more importantly, would you even consider trading any of those three, Miller, PD, or Halak? Let me know in the comments below. Everyone, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Have a great day. God bless, and go Canucks go.